The crypto fear and greed index is rugging us right now. It has never been lower. I'm talking about the FTX crash, the Luna crash, the rampant manipulation in the crypto markets done by Trump coin and Melania coin. Those weren't that bad in comparison to what we're going through right now. I think that's absolutely absurd. Absolutely absurd. And I feel like a lot of people here are in a state of remorse. It feels like. I know a lot of my crypto friends that have made millions of dollars, round tripped it. Maybe their expenses got too high. Who knows what happened to their lives? But nonetheless, they aren't in the best position right now. And they tell me that it's time to put in the hat, to quit, and to get out of the markets because it's not going to be coming back here. The fear is too high right now. And I've been in the crypto markets for a while now, and I do this thing full time. So trust me, I am in tune with where the people are, and the people are not in a good sentiment. I want to talk about why exactly I think this is happening right now from a logical standpoint. I'm not going to give you something absolutely ludicrous. I'm going to be telling you just exactly what I think is happening. So let's get into it. Now, one thing is that, yes, I am dollar cost averaging down on my Bitcoin. I'm not dollar cost averaging on altcoins. I'm doing some small longs on some altcoins. I got liquidated yesterday on one of them, but thankfully I hold plenty of spots, so that was just more of a hedge than anything on the market bleeding right now. What I want to tell people is this is not the time to do leverage trades. This is a terrible time to do leverage trades. The market is illiquid. What that means is that a lot of the volume, a lot of the attention from the markets have dissipated over the course of the past 45-ish days. That's when the Bitcoin drawdown happened and it started. And now these altcoins are seeing a lot more price volatility because as the price of Bitcoin goes down, not only do these miners that are operating at higher costs and are less competitive have to sell their Bitcoin to maintain their operations. The break even for a lot of these is like $100-something thousand in Bitcoin. But the bigger story here, the story that a lot of people don't want to talk about, is the fact that a lot of crypto rails are built on market makers. And I made this video, it got like 300 views talking about Tom Lee exposing this whole thing. And I found it quite ridiculous because this is exactly what's happening right now. He told the world exactly what it needed to hear, and they don't want to hear it. You guys don't want to hear what's been going on. But there's a lot of market manipulation going on. There's a lot of big funds, these market makers that get a ton of supply that heavily manipulate the price of crypto. These are the guys that are the reason why crypto is so oversold right now. On October 10th, there was a catastrophic liquidation event, which is so bad. It was so bad to the point that some of these funds had to start selling into their Bitcoin positions to get enough capital to be able to survive what is currently going on right now. And it just made the situation so much worse. Remember, a lot of the crypto market is built on leverage. That's why we see a lot more price volatility against the broader stock market, which was actually pretty good. I mean, looking at the stock market, it's been cooking. Yes, there's a bit of a correction over the past month, I guess, if you want to call that a correction. But it's been looking really good for equity markets. And for the people that think that we're due for a cool down, I don't think that the world we lived in back in pre-COVID is applicable to where we are right now. Equity markets don't make sense, just like our debt doesn't make sense, just like the price that we pay for our goods and services doesn't make sense. But at the end of the day, this is the new world order. This is the new standard that we have to kind of come to accept. And so I don't think the markets are in a state of heavily overvaluation to the point where there's this crazy bubble that's going to crumble and it's all going to zero. Instead, what I think is going to happen is also not something that I think these YouTubers keep saying that like this rate cut is going to save the markets. It's not. Like, that's not the thing that's going to save the markets. What's going to save the markets is fresh funds raising liquidity, which is, raising capital to go ahead and buy crypto to survive, to get longevity, and then them farming revenue off of crypto traders over time, which there's tons of volume in the crypto markets, and that leading into a more stable crypto market, which has been happening over time. Every year it gets more stable. because there's been more trading volume. There's been more time for these funds to stabilize. That's why we didn't see a crash the same way we saw it last cycle. Yes, we did see a wick down, but at the end of the day, these wicks, they get less aggressive each time. You know, this is a 30% correction in crypto. I remember seeing Bitcoin down over 70%. You know, like that's just another day for crypto. This is just another day for the cycle because of how much leverage is in the system. So if you're freaking out right now, I mean, it's totally normal. I am not feeling the best for obvious reasons. I'm down a significant amount of capital, but nonetheless, I am allocating, some of that tether, some of that stable that I was able to get from selling, as I've said a billion times in the past. I remember when everybody was clowning on me for selling, but guys, I don't care if the market's at new all-time highs. You should be taking profit accordingly. I mean, it's just like there's too many people out there that I'm sick of hearing this, that are saying that, I don't know, like my XRP is going to $10,000, so you're such a clown for selling at $3. How about you go ahead and just get a job? Because at that point, if you're never going to sell, I don't know how you're going to be paying your bills. I don't know how you're going to be living life. It's just so much clown behavior out there in the crypto markets that just tell people not to ever do anything, but just hold for the rest of eternity. I get that you need to pump your bags, but there's a right way to do this. There's a right way to do this. And that's getting into your bags, holding them for X, Y, and Z amount of time. And when you're comfortable, get out and hold your moon bags. Your moon bags are what are going to protect you when there's inevitable upside on the crypto asset that you're investing into. If it's an actual good investment, your moon bag is going to more than make up for it. At a moon bag, all it is really maybe you sell 70% of your bag and you keep 30% of it. And that's your hedge against if this coin keeps going up. You're not a clown. You're not some unethical bad person for selling a crypto asset. You're not missing out on generational wealth. More than likely, you're just protecting yourself against your basis. That's all you're doing. And that's all you should be doing and all you should be expected to do in the crypto markets. And it's the reason I made this channel in the first place. I mean, I remember when I made this channel and everybody, you don't even understand. Everybody in my comment section was just going crazy about Axie Infinity and how they were going to hold this thing all the way until 2028. And my most popular video ever was talking about why I sold my Axies, being honest about what is going on in the markets. And I assure you, millions of dollars of capital were saved because of that one video. And that's kind of the message I want to tell you. I also want to tell you, don't give up. This is a ridiculous time to give up. If you're selling right now, I'm sorry. I mean, I know some of you have bills to pay, so you have to sell, and maybe you put too much into the crypto markets. If you did that, I hope this is a lesson. If you were spending too much, I was looking through some of my subscriptions, and I feel a little embarrassed to say this, but I was spending a heck of a lot on things that I just did not need. I didn't need, and I was able to reassess. Able to say, hey, you know what? I did pretty well this cycle, but if I keep spending the way that I spend in, 3-5 years time, I'm not going to be doing well. So I should get ahead of that. And I should be at a state where I don't need to be looking at my crypto portfolio ever. So I don't have to be emotional. People are scared right now. This is 10. This is the worst it's ever been in terms of fear and greed. And what you want to do right now is you want to buy. Everybody knows this. I mean, you don't need to be some kind of prophet to know that this is the time to be buying in crypto. You want to be buying when everyone is terrified. When everyone's terrified is the exact moment in which you want to start dollar cost averaging into the market. You don't want to buy when everyone's excited because they're excited to sell on you. Right now, they're scared of having to sell and have someone else buy up their bags. I mean, that's the honest truth. So my thoughts on the crypto markets right now is I believe that in quarter one, we're going to get the Clarity Act that's going to give more clarity to the markets. We're going to get a ton of regulatory approval. That's going to be great for the crypto markets, a ton of ETFs. It's all a snowball effect is what I'm trying to say here. And what October 10th did to the crypto markets is it took a ton of the liquidity out. And it takes time for this liquidity to come back into the markets. But once it's back, it's a snowball effect. All of the liquidity that's been pent up waiting for times to get better is going to come seeping in at the same time. And that's what I expect Q1 to be. So yeah, I'm going to be talking about altcoins all day in Q1. But right now, we've got to be thinking about big boy Bitcoin and maybe Ethereum if that's what you're into, and maybe XRP. But anything below that line, I mean, that's just, you are playing in a casino. That's exactly what you're doing right now. So that's going to be the video. That's going to be my update on the markets today. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section. Stay classy, my friends, and that's all.